Hey, hey, hey. I am so excited today. This is the final week. Congratulations on making it here. You have done incredible work over the past 7 weeks. But this is not the end of your journey. What? It's the beginning of a new chapter. This week, we're learning to multiply your impact. We're creating a sustainability plan so your momentum in this course does not stop when it's over. We're learning to share what you've learned so that your transformation can impact other people. We're setting up your next 90 days. You didn't invest this 8 weeks to go back to where you started. You're building something that is lasting. So let's dive into week 8. Okay, so I've told you this isn't the end. This is just the beginning of our new friendship. It's the beginning of a new chapter. Transformation is not a moment. Transformation is a lifestyle. Real change happens when you take what you've learned and integrate it into your lifestyle. It's when your practices become second nature, and most importantly, it's when your mindset shifts become permanent. That's what fulcrum mindset is all about. Too many people finish courses and then they slowly drift back to their old patterns. Their habits start fading. The focus that they had before disappears. They forget all about their goals. And then within a few weeks, it's like that course that they took at the beginning of the year never happened. That's not going to be you, right? We're in this for the long haul. We are now good friends, and you are going to help me achieve my goals, and I'm going to help you achieve more of your goals. This week, we're making sure that transformation sticks. We're building it into your life permanently because remember the fulcrum mindset model. When you shift your thinking, you shift your life. We're not talking about just shifting or a little shift. We're talking about big shifts. You're different now. So the real question is not, can I do this for 8 weeks? The real question is, can I keep going for the rest of my life? Completing this course means absolutely nothing if you don't sustain what you built here. Anybody can stay motivated for a good 8 weeks. The real test is, can you maintain this for 8 months or 8 years or the rest of your life? You've been building some habits. Can you keep them going? Now, this week, you're creating a sustainability plan. You're identifying which practices you can continue long term. You're scheduling them. You're setting up your accountability, and you're making sure that this becomes your new normal. I'm not going to let you slide back, so you might as well stay in the community so we can stay connected. Because the goal that you have is not just to finish this course. The goal that you have is to become the kind of person who sets goals and who achieves goals. You're the kind of person now who faces a challenge and who overcomes that challenge. You're the kind of person now who starts something and finishes it. That's who you are becoming. So this week, we're going to do 3 things. First, you're going to work to sustain your success. You're creating a plan that keeps you moving forward long after this course ends. You're identifying what your non-negotiables are. These are those practices that you absolutely will not give up after the course is over. You're going to schedule them, and then you're going to set up some accountability. Stay in the community. We're right here for your accountability. Second, you're going to share your story. Your transformation was not just for you. That's a little secret I have for you. Somebody else needs to hear what you learned in this course. Your story has power. People love to hear a good story, especially a good comeback story or a good story where it ends in somebody getting that thing that they've been working towards. Your journey can inspire someone else who was stuck like you 8 weeks ago, thinking about the goal, but never really getting the goal. When you share what you've learned, you multiply your impact. So it's not just for you, it's for people who are all around you. Third, you set up your next chapter. You're going to commit to the next 90 days. You're going to set a new goal or keep at the one that you had before if you haven't gotten to it yet. Some goals are much bigger. Maybe your goal was to start school, or maybe your goal was to launch a business and you're not quite there yet. Well, let's find the next big milestone and set a commitment for the next 90 days to go after that. You're making a plan and you're keeping the momentum going. All of these exercises are in the module, especially the one for your long-term success, because your long-term success depends on this exercise. Now, when you share what you learn, your impact grows exponentially. It's sort of like lighting a candle. Have you ever done that thing? I think we are younger in school or in church or something where you light someone else's candle. You just keep on lighting candles, and before you know it, the whole circle of the room has a candle lit. Remember, your story has the power to change somebody's life. That's crazy, right? But it does. Somebody else is stuck where you were 8 weeks ago. They knew what they wanted as far as their goal was concerned, but they didn't know how to get there. They didn't know, but now they need to hear that transformation really is possible. And they need to see what's on the other side of taking action the way that you did. When you teach what you've learned, you reinforce your own transformation. Isn't that wild? Teaching other people solidifies your growth. You'll probably even start to see it like, wow, I used to think like that. I don't think like that anymore. So this week, you're identifying who needs to hear your story. You're crafting your key lessons and you're deciding how you're going to share it. Maybe it's in a one-on-one conversation with somebody. Maybe it's a social media post. Or maybe it's mentoring somebody who you see is where you were a few weeks ago. Maybe it's just encouraging someone to join this course or join this community because you got so much out of it. Your transformation doesn't just stop with you, it multiplies as you help other people. I want you to create your sustainability plan this week. Which practices from this course will you continue long term? Backward planning for every new goal you have. Schedule those 5 to 9 time blocks. That Sunday CEO session where you sit down and plan your week. The daily habit tracking. Your weekly focus blocks. Maybe those if-then systems were the most powerful thing for you. The 5-second rule. Or the weekly celebration practice. I want you to identify 3 non-negotiables. These are the practices you will absolutely not give up after this course is over. I want you to schedule them on your calendar, set up your accountability, and then decide when you'll do the 90-day review. This is how you're going to sustain your success, by making the practices permanent, by building them into your life and refusing to go back to the way that you were before. Do the sustainability plan exercise in this module. It is critical. Now, this week, I want you to share your story. Remember, your transformation can inspire somebody else. I want you to identify your biggest transformation. What changed externally outside of you as a result of what you did in this course, and what changed internally within you? What mindset shifts did you have? Second, I want you to identify your 3 key lessons. What were the most important things you learned from this course? Third, ask yourself who needs to hear this? Who in your life is struggling with something that you have already overcome? Fourth, how will you share it? Are you going to have a one-on-one conversation with somebody? Are you going to put it on social media? Will you do a testimonial? I would love for you to do that. Please send it to me if it's a video or a paragraph or whatever. Because oftentimes we think, I don't know if I should take that course. And sometimes when we hear what happened with other people, then we're more likely to do it. And so if you will please share your testimonial with me, you've taken a chance on me. I hope that I have proven myself to be honorable and trustworthy. Maybe you can mentor somebody else. I know you might not feel like you're far enough to do that, but you've learned some things, and there are some things that you can mentor somebody and teach them. And then, as I said before, you can encourage them to join the course or even bring them along, bring them into the Fulcrum Mindset community. They can get exposed. Fifth, when will you do it? So make sure you set a date for this. All right. 90 days. Let's set up your next 90 days. This course is ending, but remember I told you your journey continues. What's the one goal you're committed to achieving in the next 90 days? Write it down. Also write your finish date. So look at today's date, pull out your phone and your calendar, and do the 3 months, 90 days. Then I want you to do what we did in the very beginning and work backwards. Use your backwards planning method. Work backwards from 90 days. What will you have accomplished by 60 days? What will you have accomplished by 30 days? What will you have accomplished by 1 week? Then back up off the whole thing and make it make sense. What do I need to do this week, next week, and the next week so that we hit those 1 week, 30-day, 60-day, 90-day milestones? Then I want you to identify your first step, the very first step that you'll do in the next 7 days, and put it on your calendar. Remember, we must anticipate obstacles. Think about what might get in your way. And if it does, what's your plan? You need to decide how you'll stay connected to the Fulcrum Mindset community. Will you post updates to us so we can keep track of you? Will you engage once a week? Will you come in, please, and celebrate your wins? Or if you need help, will you come in and ask for help? Do the next 90 days exercise and then commit publicly in the community. So say, this is my 90-day goal. So we know and we can hold you accountable for meeting that goal. We'll be looking for you, so don't ghost us. Celebrate completing this 8-week journey. That's what I need you to do. You earned it. I want you to reflect on the journey. Think about week 1, who you were, and then week 8, who are you now? What's different? I want you to list your proudest moments from these 8 weeks. What are you most proud of with yourself? It's okay. We want you to shout out yourself. Express gratitude. Who or what are you grateful for from this experience? Plan your completion celebration. How will you celebrate the fact that you completed this course? When will you celebrate it? Make sure you put it on your calendar. And then I want you to complete your declaration. I completed this 8-week course because, or, and I'm committed to continuing because. I want you to make that declaration, complete that declaration. So here's what you're doing this week. You're going to create your sustainability plan, identify your non-negotiables, schedule them, and set up accountability. You're going to share your story, ask yourself who needs to hear it, craft the lessons that you were able to pull from it, and decide how you're going to share. Set your 90-day goal using backward planning, identify your first action, and then identify those obstacles. Make sure you stay connected to the community. Celebrate completing this course. Reflect, express your gratitude, and plan your celebration. All of this is in the community. Don't feel like you have to write it all down. This is your final week. I want to see you finish strong. Now, your momentum moves for this week are simple. Finish strong. Create your plan, share your story, celebrate, commit. Easy enough, right? And then we have one last journaling and reflection, our deep thoughts. Who was I in week 1? Who am I now? What surprised me? Which week was the hardest for you? What did you learn? If I could give my week 1 self advice, what would I say? What practices will I maintain forever, for the rest of my life? How will I stay accountable? Whose life could I change if I share this? What legacy do I want to create? These questions help you integrate everything you've learned and continue to go forward. All right, I've said this a million times already. I want you to share your story, your biggest wins, your next 90 days, etc., etc. I want you to also thank those people who supported you through this journey. When you wanted to quit, you called them and said, I don't even know why I got into this course because I didn't think I could finish it anyway. And they were like, but you're doing it, so stay in. Make sure you thank that person. Find somebody who's just starting and encourage them. And then come and post a photo of your celebration. Whatever it is you did. If you had a really good meal, listen, I like a good picture of a good meal. Most of us do. So go ahead and post that for us. Show us how you celebrated. Declare your next chapter publicly. This is not goodbye, but this is see you later. And I'm so excited to see the new you. Stay connected to our community. Keep growing. Keep inspiring. And if you started this course and you didn't feel like you got to your goals because fear held you back or a horrible experience held you back, I've got 2 more courses that I think are absolutely amazing. They're less to do with action steps towards a goal, but they're more to do with mindset shifts. The first one is From Stuck to Unstoppable. Maybe you didn't get to your goal by the end of this course. Maybe you didn't take up all these practices that we gave you to achieve your goals because you got a big mountain. Not a real mountain, but a mountain within that is keeping you from getting to your goals. That course from Stuck to Unstoppable will take you through a few similar things, but we go much deeper with Stuck to Unstoppable. It's not just a goal setting course, but more importantly, it's a mindset shifting course. We really focus on mindset because sometimes your mindset keeps you from achieving your goals. Not sometimes, all the time. I know this to be true. Then I have one more course that's called From Press to Purpose. This is a really deep course. From Press to Purpose is for people who have had a crushing life experience. By crushing, I mean maybe you had someone pass away, or maybe you lost your job and you want to go after your goals, but it feels like nothing is working and you feel like you're being pressed, but you know you have a purpose. That's what Press to Purpose is for. We go really deep there, again, in mindset shifts. I hold your hand through the entire process because that's what I'm here for. I want to thank you for taking this goal setting course. Again, I hope you stay in the community. I want to stay connected to you and I want you to stay connected to me. My whole goal with having these courses and with starting this community is that we can build up people around us that are like-minded, that encourage us, because sometimes we don't have that. Sometimes we have friends and family who are either threatened by us or who don't understand us and who we're much different from. And sometimes I've had to walk this journey alone. I don't want that for you. I want you to have people who are around you because I already see who you can become if you just stay focused and if you are surrounded by people who are encouraging you along the way. Take care. Again, thank you for taking this course, and I'll see you in the community.